It is 9:15 in the morning, and guess who just woke up? This girl. Hi. You finally woke up. You slept in. And guess who else is sleeping in? Mommy. A girl who is taking after her mommy. Some well-deserved sleep after being up with a baby. Absolutely. I'm glad you girls got some extra sleep. Ellie is in the bedroom asleep right now, and me and Tommy, we are just hanging out. I just got Jackson and Calvin off to school. I've already had my smoothie. I've made some for Ellie, and it's just chilling in the fridge for when she wakes up. Is today gonna be a good day, bud? Yeah. How's your toe feeling?
Bad.
Oh, I'm sorry your toe is feeling bad. Can you tell me why it's feeling bad?
Because I hurt it so bad.
Yeah. Do you think it's feeling a little bit better though?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's better this much.
Oh, that's good. Did you get to go to school yesterday though?
Yeah.
Yeah. So here's a little update on Tommy. For those of you who don't know, basically sliced his toe off. Almost.
But not off.
Yeah. It almost was. He got 9 stitches. He was a good, brave boy in the emergency room. And now, after about a week, he's able to put his shoes on. He's able to play and run and jump. And so he's doing a lot better than he used to be. But it was a couple scary days. It was painful, huh?
Yeah. I can't feel the stitches.
That's a good thing. That means your toe is feeling a little bit better, huh?
Yeah. I got a shot so my toes numb so I can't feel the stitches.
That's right. When you were in the emergency room, they did that. And here in just a couple days, you are going to go get your stitches out, and Daddy is going to have a hip appointment for his hip replacement. Did you know that they're going to give me a new hip that's made out of ceramic? I might be able to see my bone. If I end up getting this hip replacement, which I probably will, I want more than anything to keep my hip. I want that more than anything. And I want to put it in like a glass stand. As weird as that sounds, I do.
Is the doctor gonna cut your body out and put a new hip in?
Yep, that's the plan. Can you believe that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you believe that? You're growing and developing your hips right now, and I'm replacing mine.
Our little Jennifer June is 2.5 months old, and I have not sat down to really talk about our whole breastfeeding journey from day one up until now. It has literally been hellish, and it's been perfect, and everything in between. So I can't wait to tell you everything about what has been going on with our experience. So definitely take into consideration, each baby is so different. This is my experience. This is my 4th baby that I have nursed. Jackson I nursed about 2 months. Calvin I nursed 9 months. Tommy I nursed about 3 months. With all of them, I would have loved to have nursed just as long as I could. And that's what I've done with all of them. So same with Jennifer June. I would just love to nurse her as long as I feel like I physically and mentally can, and she's doing well. We'll keep nursing, but if a hiccup comes up and we decide not to, then we will take the next road. So many people are like, what do you call her? I call her everything. I call her Jennifer, I call her June, I call her Jennifer June. My delivery was pretty hard with Jennifer. She was face up, so I had to push a lot longer and a lot harder. I was very anxious. I was very worked up. The birth was hard. So I delivered her, and as the doctor was stitching me up, because unfortunately I did tear a little, I was laying back. I remember with my other deliveries, they kind of put me up. I was comfortable, but I was really uncomfortable. I was like on my back. And so I was like holding her, but like my neck was lifting up to like look at her. And Jared and I had a really sweet few minutes, but within 5 to 10 minutes, she was nursing. She was wide awake. She was rooting. And so as I was laying down, I was like trying to like hold her and like get her, but her head didn't have any strength. She started latching and nursing within 5 to 10 minutes of delivering her. And I remember the doctor going, oh, she's already eating. And they stitched me up, they sat me up. She was still nursing. She nursed from the moment she was born until the moment we left the hospital. She was wide awake. She was alert. I never had to like rub her feet to wake her up. I never had to wake her up. She just was alert. Once again, this is just my own personal experience. I even hesitate saying this because I know the backlash that you can get by even mentioning any type of vaccinations. But while we were in the hospital, I just didn't want anyone touching her. I didn't want anyone talking to me. I just wanted to be in my own world, and Jared definitely stepped up to the plate when doctors or nurses were asking me questions. Once she was born, I was really good to be interactive, but the moment she was born, my eyes and my mindset was glued to her. And if any questions were asked, Jared answered them. And the nurses were very respectful, but I feel like if I didn't have a really firm grip on what I wanted, I could have been persuaded. And the nurses, even though they were respectful, they were respectfully a little pushy when it came to poking and prodding Jennifer. And she was a tiny baby. She was just a little over 5 pounds. I just remember leaving the hospital with Calvin and the bottom of both of his feet were literally black and blue. I could bawl, but they were because they kept poking his feet for his sugar levels. And when they wanted to do that with her, I declined. I was like, we're good, we're good, we're good, I'm good. And like I said, saying this, I know I could get a lot of backlash, but I didn't want her to be poked. I didn't think she needed it. And if I really felt like she needed it, I would let them do that. But I didn't think she needed it. And after several asks, I said, what would you do if her sugar levels were low? And they would give her like sugar water or something. And I'm like, I don't want her to have that. Like, she's good. She's nursing. My milk will come in eventually. She'll be fine. And I feel a little flustered as I'm trying to convey what I'm trying to say about her getting poked and prodded and having that relate to nursing. But from my experience, having the babies so brand new, being poked, it wears them out. It makes them tired. And to me, give credit to not having her being vaccinated or poked in the hospital right when she was brand new, 1 day old. I honestly think she was a better nursing baby because we held off on doing that, because it does make them so tired. It's hard to wake them up to nurse. And so that was one of my reasons I wanted to not do anything. Not that I won't ever do anything, but I didn't want to do it in the hospital when she was only a day old. I want to really establish nursing. I want to establish sleeping before I do any type of extra things, in my opinion. So that's why I even tell the story or even tell my opinion about that, is because from my experience having the three other kids and having them be vaccinated day one right away multiple times, I think it really took a toll on my babies. Like I said, I'm not against it at all. I just didn't think it needed to happen right away the moment she was born. That's why I even tell my experience with that. Then towards the end of the first night, I decided that I would use some donated breast milk and I would feed her about 2 bottles while we were in the hospital until my milk came in, because she was constantly nursing, which is great. That's what you want to do. But it was so constant that I was really getting sore. So we gave her the bottle. She did great. She loved it. And then before we left, we gave her 1 more bottle of donated breast milk. And then when we got home, my milk came in and then everything seemed to be going well. So she was really happy and healthy in the hospital, and she seemed to thrive once we got home. But once we got home, it felt like there was a hiccup because she was nursing so well, but I was in so much pain. This has happened with all my babies. It hurts so unbelievably bad. With all my past pediatricians, they told me that the baby was fine. They didn't have any lip ties or tongue ties. But many people in my comments were like, your baby definitely has a lip tie. Like, you guys could tell. I never got any of them fixed because my pediatrician kept saying, oh, the baby's fine. So with her, I told my pediatrician, it's really painful. I was so sore, like almost bleeding, cracked, blistered, really bad. And he was like, yeah, that happens, you know, and I have a love-hate relationship with doctors. And so I found a lactation specialist, and immediately she was like, oh my gosh, your baby has a tongue and a lip tie. So we went to a local dentist that specializes with them, and we got her lip and tongue tie lasered. That day was perfect. And from that day on, she was about, I want to say 2 weeks old. So from that day on, nursing went perfectly well. I was 1 day away from quitting nursing because it was so painful and miserable, and then my neck hurt because I was stressed and I was always looking down, and so I almost quit. And Jared told me, he goes, if nursing was perfect for you at the end of the week, would you still quit? And I said, no, if I knew it would get better, I wouldn't quit. And he said, as long as the baby's fed, we're good. We can pull out the formula, I can help you with whatever you need. But if you want to give it 1 more week, I'm here to support you. And it was just so nice of Jared to say that, because honestly, I wanted to keep nursing. And so I gave myself a deadline. I said in 1 week, if it's not better, I'm going to stop. And within the week, it was so much better. And I'm so glad that we didn't quit when I wanted to quit. Something that has saved my life with nursing is having a nursing pillow. Whether you use your own pillow, whatever brand you decide, having a nursing pillow has been a lifesaver. Like I said, I've had 4 kids. This has been by far the best nursing pillow I have ever had. This is Butter Co., the brand. They did gift this to me at the beginning of my pregnancy. And just the way it curves around my body, like I will rotate it around. Just the way this nursing pillow was developed, the way the fabric on the inside is just literally such a cloud-like feel. It is by far my favorite baby product. I use it every day. If I travel, it's coming with me. Even now that she is such a better nursing baby, I still will use it. It is amazing. The first month I breastfed in the football hold. That was the best way that she could eat. I just held her head up and her legs were back here, and that was perfect for the first month and a half. And now I'll just cradle hold her and it's perfect. This is from Earthly. It is the infant tummy relief drops. That first month and a half was really hard because she was more gassy. So before every feeding, I would just drop a few drops in her mouth, and that helped her gassiness so much. And she was gassy because she wasn't getting a good latch, so she was constantly getting air. So I really loved having that as well. The first month, like I said, I was really sore, and I bought these from the lactation specialist that I was working with. These are the Medela little cups. They're huge, and you put your nipple in there and it protects your nipples, and it was amazing. I loved that. The first month and a half I did wear a nursing bra because I was so full and engorged and heavy, and I had to wear these to protect my nipples. So I loved wearing a nursing bra because it would hold those cups in place. Now that she's almost 3 months old, I never wear a nursing bra, and I never wear a bra. I wear an undergarment, so it kind of supports me a little bit anyway, but I don't want a lot of straps. I don't want to get a yeast infection, even if I were to wash my nursing bra every day. I just feel a little claustrophobic anyway because you get really hot when you're nursing, and so I just don't even wear a bra anymore. I don't need to wear protection for my nipples. I don't want to wear a bra. I just want to wear my shirt because I'm constantly being pulled at by unbuttoning or lifting up, so it's a hassle. So I don't even wear a nursing bra anymore. This saved my life at the beginning. This is the Earth Mama Organic Nipple Butter. I went through probably half of that, and now I don't even use it anymore. I don't need nipple cream anymore. I'm just fine, but that saved my life at the beginning of nursing. These are by far my favorite burp rags. These are actually, I'll have the link down below, but they are actually, I think, like cloth diaper type material that I've got on Amazon. My neighbor told me about it and she's like, you'll love them. So these are my favorite. I have a bunch of these. I carry them around. When she spits up, I wipe her up. I love having these. These are my absolute favorite. They absorb really well. I like the material. Something that I drink multiple times a day, every day, is this enhanced electrolyte. This is a really hydrating powder. I get it on Amazon. They have a bunch of different flavors. This is my second, almost third bottle that I've gone through because I have another flavor. This is my favorite flavor. This is the lemon berry, and this I really know has helped keep me hydrated. At first, I would drink the Body Armor, and sometimes I would even put the Body Armor with coconut water mixed with it. I know that helped me so much to stay hydrated. I really like this because it doesn't have added sugar to it. So that's why I choose this. And with my anti-inflammatory diet, I am allowed to drink this, which is great. I have had to stop drinking coconut water, unfortunately, because I have a sensitivity to coconut, which is a bummer. So I still drink that quite a bit. The first 2 months, my mindset was, I just want to feed. I just want to feed you, nurse you, and take care of my body. I really took care of myself those first 6 weeks. Even though I felt good, I mentally told myself, I am resting. I'm not going anywhere. I'm not doing anything. I would get ready because it would make me feel better. I would wake up, shower, put on a little makeup because that's what I wanted to do. But I really didn't go anywhere. We stayed home, we hunkered down. I would pump whenever I felt like I was really engorged. And I talked with my lactation specialist. I think online a lot of people wouldn't like this method, but I actually would pump before I nursed her, not after. Because I was so engorged, it was so hard for her to eat. She would choke on the milk, she would unlatch all the time. And so I would pump just for about 5 minutes to soften my breast. I wouldn't over pump. I just would pump a little bit to make myself comfortable, and then I would feed her. And all of the milk that I pumped, I had in my freezer, and I've showed you guys before, and then I even freeze dried it, which I showed you guys. Now that she's almost 3 months old, I feel like my milk has leveled out to exactly what she wants. I do not pump anymore and I don't feel engorged. I feel like I have a good little stockpile of milk, and I feel like we are doing really well, that I'm not constantly nursing, I'm not constantly pumping. So I feel a little bit more relieved now that she's almost 3 months old. I will pump if I know that I'm going somewhere and we need a bottle. So I will pump the day before or the day of if I feel like I need a little bit of extra milk in a bottle. Or Jared can just grab some milk that's in my freezer and he can warm that up. But I would rather pump so it's just fresh, ready to go, and I can save the freezer milk for when I really need it. But we'll do one or the other. I do not keep track of when I nurse her in the mornings at all. I just try and follow her cue. If she's hungry, I feed her. If she's tired, I put her down for a nap. I always offer her milk, but she declines it a lot by either gagging or she'll stick her tongue out. She'll like roll her tongue and push it away, which is really funny. I laughed really hard the first time she gagged, and I guess that's her thing now. So if she really doesn't want to eat and I'm trying to force it too much, she gags. So I now know that when she doesn't want to eat. Off the top of my head though, naturally she will eat around 8 in the morning. She will eat around noon. She'll eat when the kids get home from school, which is around 3, and then she'll eat a little bit around 5, and then a really good feeding right before bed, which is around 7 or 8. So that's just a rough memory that's in my head of what we do, but I don't keep track to the hour. All I know is I put her to bed around 8:30 or 9. She is in her bassinet asleep, and then she wakes up around 4 o'clock, goes back to bed, and wakes up between 6 and 8. Just whatever she decides to do. Sometimes it's early, sometimes it's later. She just dropped her second feeding in the night. She used to wake up at 1 or 2, and then at 4, and now she just wakes up around 4. So we're only waking up about once a night, and I can't even believe that. That's not me. That's not because I know what I'm doing. It's literally her. I swear each baby has their own time clock of when they decide to sleep, and she has a really good time clock, and I'm really proud of her. With my other babies, I'm used to waking up 4 times a night, like never getting sleep. So I feel really grateful that this time around I feel like I can say I'm actually getting sleep, and I really am so grateful because I know we all need it, but I've really needed it, and I'm really glad that she's doing that. I definitely know she doesn't like when I eat dairy, so I was eating 2 to 4 pints of ice cream a week towards the end of my pregnancy. It tastes so good to me. If I could eat it right now, I would still eat 2 to 4 pints a week. It's so good. But she doesn't like it. She spit up a lot. She was fussy. She doesn't like dairy. So we stopped doing that. I have had to stop dairy because I'm doing an anti-inflammatory diet, which I feel really good. I'm really glad that I'm doing that, but I do miss ice cream. That was like my favorite treat. So we're both happy though that we're not doing that anymore. I think that wraps up from day 1 up until now with nursing. I really just try and follow her cue, which is, I think, the biggest tip that any mom should have. I know there is 100 videos, books, ideas out there of what you should and shouldn't do, schedules. I just want to follow what she wants. So that is my number 1 tip to you. Do you have anything to say before we end this?
Well, I just thought as a husband and a dad, one of the best things you can do is just be supportive of your wife in any way during this time, whether it's at 2, 3, 4 in the morning. One of the things that the lactation specialist recommended was, once a day, a couple times a week, use a bottle so the baby can be used to both in the event that mom's not available to breastfeed. And there's that certain technique. Did you talk about that?
No.
So when a baby gets a bottle, the milk comes faster and the baby doesn't have to work as hard for it. So you will twist the nipple of the bottle into the mouth. A little
bit.
So it opens up her lips, and then let her suck on the, get 3 gulps, and then to take it out just a little bit so she has to work for the bottle. It may not seem like the nicest thing to do, but it makes it so it's more similar to being fed by mom. So as a dad and a husband, that's something that you can do. Just a little tip that I've taken with me as we've been going through this over the past 3 months.
Oh, that was so sweet to add. We try and feed her a bottle once a week. So about once a week she'll have a bottle. It's probably been 2 weeks since she's had a bottle because I'm just always here. Yep. I don't really go anywhere. Yeah. Last night I took the kids to a cookie class and I thought for sure she would need to eat.
I thought so too, but she did great without it.
Yeah, Jared was like, if you were gone any longer, I would have pulled some milk out. Seemed okay. And then the moment I got home, I fed her and she was fine. Yeah. Honestly, she is a dream baby. She is an angel. She has completed our family. She is perfect. Like, I just cannot get enough of her. And I feel like I have felt that way with all of my kids. And now with her, I feel that way too, where I'm just like, you are so sweet. You are everything. You are my little mini me. I love you.
Has she been asleep this whole time?
Dang near. And she's a really good nurser. And I really hope that I can keep nursing as long as I can. In the past, I have stopped because of I had lost a lot of weight. And I was completely anemic. I wasn't doing well with Tommy. He was such a good nursing baby. And right now I'm in the middle of trying to make sure that I'm on top of that so I don't feel so depleted here in a few months. And I'm already feeling really good, so I feel like we're in it for the long haul. But like I said, if anything comes up, we will happily just go down a different road and be grateful for what we've got.
Oh, Tom, don't do
that. So
before
Tommy throws this camera on the ground, I'm going to say goodbye. I hope you guys enjoyed that video. Like I said, a lot of this is my own opinion and what has worked for me. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.
Bye. Say bye, Tom.
Bye.